Welcome to We Tattoo Hair Podcast, where we're going to talk about the fears, the frustrations, and the emotional journey that people go through when they're losing their hair. Scalp micropigmentation is the only hair loss solution with instant results right from the first session. I'm your host, Jesse Lima, and confidence starts here. Alright, so today we got a special guest. He's been helping people, teaching barbers, young barbers, how to cut hair for a long time. Whether it's Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, man, you name it, he's all over it. One of the most humblest cats that I've met in the industry. Let me introduce you guys to my friend, Dre.
What's going on, man? I'm happy to be here, bro.
Oh, man, thanks for coming through, bro.
Yes, sir. You already know I'm excited.
You excited?
I am.
What you excited about?
I'm excited to have my hairline back, man. It's been a while. You know, I had the hair longer, wore it forward. Always kept the comb on me to make sure, you know, the corners was laid down. And yeah, just to be back. Yeah. Be back, man.
Well, you know, I saw the video that you posted the other, like 2 weeks ago when you cut your hair off. I didn't know you were thinning like that. Like, because the way you cut it, the way it's laying down, like.
Yeah, my corners is really thin. A lot of people didn't know because I would, like, you know, do a 4-guard and then keep the corners a little longer than the 4 and just comb it down all the time. Push up the widow's peak, but like realistically, I got the Vegeta going on, you know what I'm saying? So
but shit, we're gonna make it happen, dog.
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk a little bit about, I mean, how did that feel when you shaved? I mean, because I know the video, man, like the video's funny. If y'all haven't seen it, man, I'll put the link so you guys can check it out. But I know it's funny. You had your wife in there, you had your daughter, but my favorite part was your daughter. No. That was priceless. I almost wish you would have gave her the clippers.
And let her do it?
Yeah.
She wouldn't have did it. No, she wouldn't have done it.
But, I mean, you know, besides us having fun with it, man, you know, like the purpose with the podcast, like we want to kind of talk about, like, people kind of struggle with and go through. So anybody that's watching, they can relate, and maybe they're going through like the same thing. Like, did it affect you anyway, like noticing when you started thinning your hair?
Yeah, man, I've been pretty insecure about my hairline specifically for a while. I remember it was around, a lot of times you don't know, like, you don't develop insecurities until people really tell you about them, you know what I'm saying? So I remember I was in 8th grade, and we had just finished the test. I put my head down on my binder, and I looked up, and one of my friends took a picture of me on Snapchat and said, "Man, Dre got a big forehead." And I looked at it, and I said, "Dang, I got a big forehead." And it kind of like stuck with me from there. You know, and just as you get older, especially as dudes, your hairline just recedes pretty naturally, you know what I'm saying? So it just got progressively worse. But thankfully I'm a barber, so I was able to finesse it a little bit. Yeah. But it affected the daily. If I didn't have a haircut, you know, the hat was staying on. Yeah, I was just always self-conscious about it. It probably is my biggest insecurity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just being completely honest and vulnerable. So yeah, it does affect the day-to-day though.
Being a barber, your clients come to you, you make them look great.
Yeah.
Some of them have amazing hairlines. Like, you know, I've always wondered, like, does that really mess with you? Like, knowing that, yo, this is selfish mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, hair, like, he wants me to shave it off. Like,
right.
Like, how did you feel like with your clients? Like,
yeah, no, you definitely find yourself looking at clients like, dang, if only I had that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I just tried everything I could to like hang on to it. I remember I used to comb and pull it down often, so I didn't use enhancements. So I just kind of had to let it do what it does. But the reason I shaved it was just to like prove to myself, like, I can't let something have a hold of me this much to where like I just can't let it go. And it was definitely a little emotional when I shaved it off. I was like, dang, like I really cut my hair off. And I actually liked being bald for that first week. But then it got into that second week, and I was like, man, I'm just really not feeling this. I'm 25 years old. Yeah. You know, I like having a fade. I like having some gradients with the lineup. And like I want that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's when I made the decision to come get SMP, you know.
Listen, I get it, man. I do consultations on a daily basis, man. I talk to so many different people from so many ages. You'd be surprised. Like I'll say in the last like 3 months, man, I've spoken to so many kids. And I say kids, I'm 40 years old, bro. And my oldest son is 20 years old. So I've spoken to some kids that are like 21, 23 that have already had 2 hair transplants done. How crazy that, like, they started thinning really bad at 18. There was one in particular, he showed me his picture. My man had the whole horseshoe at 19 years old. That's when he got his first hair transplant done. And then at 22, he got a second hair transplant done. And it's sad because realistically, they should have never did the transplants on him. They definitely it was a money grab for them because he still wasn't like, he still didn't lose all his hair.
Yeah.
So when he got the transplant, the first one done, he filled in the hairline, but then everything else fell out.
Right.
So that's why he went and tried to get the crown done. And then it was already kind of too gone because there wasn't really much in the middle neither.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like he just spent like $30,000.
Dang.
So then now he's got to get now he ended up getting SMP done, and now he just keeps it, shaved down low with SMP, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
But it's wild, bro. Like, people are so young, 25 years old, bro.
Yeah, like I just like, there's not a lot of things men can do for their appearance, and the hair is a big part of it, especially growing up as minorities. You go to the barbershop, you get a taper, you get a fade, you get a lineup. Yeah. But like when you can't do that no more,
it's the culture. Like,
it's like, dang, But yeah, I know originally I want to get a hair transplant, and I was gonna get that first. Like I always was gonna come get the scalp micropigmentation, but I was thinking about just doing it after the fact to fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
But when I posted the video and you saw the part about going to Turkey, you were like, nah, come get the the procedure done first, and then get the hair transplant.
Let me explain to you why, man. So I've dealt with both clients, right? I've dealt with clients that got a hair transplant first. And then after a year of letting everything fully heal, then they could come to get SMP done. If they do it anytime sooner than the year, the skin's not fully healed, all the ink could migrate, and it just kind of just stains all over the head and looks crazy. So I had another client of mine that I did his SMP, and after getting his SMP done, he went off and got a hair transplant later. He didn't tell me anything. Like, I never knew he was going to get a transplant or nothing. He just went and got it done. And then he came back to me about 4 months later, 4 or 5 months later, and he only did the transplant the front hairline. His crown was thinning a little bit, so I did SMP there too. So he just came back to add a little more to the crown, so he gave it that little extra depth and darkness. Yeah. So it tied in, and it tied in really good. And then he had like the little scars back here, which he didn't know that he had them because of the way his hairstyle was. So when I faded him up, he was able to see the scars. So I just kind of just filled in the little gaps of those scars, and it was seamless, man. Like now it looks really good. So he could grow his hair out, or if he wants to cut it off and wear it low, he could wear it low. So that right there is what sparked the idea. That I was like, yo, you can get SMP done first and then get a hair transplant. And really the reason is when you get a hair transplant, between month 6 and month 10, bro, like you go through like a shedding stage, and your hair kind of falls out and looks all patchy, and then whatever grows back after that is what's actually gonna grow. So I figured, if you get it done, or when you get the SMP done and then you get the transplant and you're going through that shedding, you're not going to look crazy, you're not going to have that patchiness, your emotions aren't going to be constantly up and down with, man, my hair grew back, now it fell out, now it's growing back, oh no, this is all that grew back, what do I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of has you at an up and down. So with having the SMP done first and me leaving the amount of space in between the dots that I'm placing, the doctors know where to place their hair follicles in when they do the procedure. And then, then it's just filling in the little scars in the back, which we could do about 4 to 6 months after getting the transplant. So in less than a year, you have your whole procedure completely done.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the perfect combo, bro. 100%. Yeah, and another thing was, I want my hairline to be. I know a lot of people like it to be like natural, which I don't want like it all the way down here. But like I want a sharp hairline, and a lot of times the doctors are good at what they do. Implanting them wise, but they're not good at framing the lineup out.
They know how to frame out a natural hairline for somebody that wants a regular hair. But yeah, so my barbering background is going to help with that. Yeah. With the SMP, we're going to create your hairline exactly how you want it, how you love it, and he's going to know what to follow for sure. Exactly. Yeah, man. So I'm excited for the whole process, bro.
I am too. That's exactly why I picked coming to you and with your whole company, because I feel like you do it the best.
No. What makes it stand out? Selfish plug.
What makes it stand out is that you were previously a barber, which honestly gives like a really big advantage. Like I said, with the lineup, which is like what I really want. You know what I'm saying? And you make it look natural. Like it's not, like you said, stained or all blurred together.
Yeah, there's a little craziness to it, man. Like, sometimes a lot of these SMP artists that do this, like I said, there's a lot of great SMP artists out there. But there's some that when they're creating a sharp hairline, the dots are too placed perfectly, and then it just looks too like fake, right? Too boxed out. So there is a way that the hair's supposed to stagger, and being a barber, understanding that even when I edge you up and when we pass the razor on them to make that thing real crispy, those hair follicles that you have are still staggered.
Yeah.
So from up close, if you look at up close, the hairline looks kind of off, but it's the illusion from a distance where you have that perfect shape up.
Right.
So finding that balance of where we place those hairlines. When I do the hairline, it's very strategic. Like, I take my time. That's probably the part that takes the longest, because I'm literally placing every dot where it should be for it to look right all the way through. And the rest of the head is just density and a pattern. So once you find your pattern, you just kind of
follow it.
Good thing is you have a lot of hair up here, so it's not really much that we have to do at the top, if any. Once we cut it down, I'll know if there's any gaps. I know you had like some little alopecia spots.
Yeah.
How's that going? I know I told you about going to dermatologist.
Yeah. So for the longest, I knew, like, I made in my mind, I want to get the hair transplant. When I first noticed the alopecia spot, I was like, dang, that option like might not be there for me, because I don't know if it's gonna spread to my entire head. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know. I mean, that was actually a few months ago, but thankfully, through going to the dermatologist and stuff and steroid shots, it has been filling in. It was really random. Yeah. Honestly, I think it was a little stress induced, like with me opening a barbershop and just everything that goes on in life, you know what I'm saying? But thankfully it's coming back.
So you got a baby on the way too?
I do.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yes, man. You know, sometimes those spots are stress related, bro. You got a lot of things going on. I mean, your online course, your social media, you're always on it. You're really pumping content like crazy. Like, I do the content stuff too, bro. Sometimes I just want to slam my phone. I want to kick the camera. I just want to go home, come over here, put some dots on somebody's head and go home. But, you know, we got to do it, man. It's just a stressful thing. Yeah. How do you, so kind of let's switch over to that a little bit, man. How do you manage your whole social media in your life?
Honestly, man, like with specifically with YouTube, like, it's kind of just a lifestyle. It just becomes a part of what you do. Like, it just, in my routine, I know I go to work, you know, I schedule out what I want to record that day. I got to get a post up by 8:30. I gotta post once a week on YouTube.
PM or AM?
PM. Yeah, it depends. Some days I'll try to post more than once. Yeah. I'll do 8 PM or 8 AM, 12, 5, or 8 to 9 at night, you know. But yeah, it's just a part of my life at this point. Sometimes I don't even notice that I'm doing it. I just kind of do it because I've been doing it for like 6 years now, consistently, you know.
It takes time, bro. It's not no overnight celebrity stuff here, right?
It does. It takes a lot of work to this day, man. So
I know I started doing the YouTube thing back in the days. I got my subscriptions to about like 12,000, 11,000 something, man. And bro, I remember long nights, bro. 9 o'clock at night, I start editing a video that I recorded at the shop, and I wouldn't be done till like 4 or 5 in the morning. So no sleep, then right back to work at 9 in the morning.
It's literally. I kind of balance it a little better now. Yeah. Just because I'm seeing like when you don't prioritize your health, stuff like the alopecia spots happen. Yeah. You know, it's kind of crazy how the body works. So finding the balance of like, you know, I'm goal oriented. I want to accomplish this goal while at the same time maintaining my health. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like where I've been at lately. Really, that was like a number one thing, you know.
Yeah. Is there any secrets? I mean, bro, your YouTube, you got what, 400K?
400K. Yep.
Instagram is like 270 something thousand.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Around the same. Yeah.
Man, I can't figure TikTok out for nothing in the world.
Yeah.
I get no love on TikTok.
It's hard. It's weird, man. It's weird. You just kind of... I just repurpose everything. So almost everything I put on Instagram, I put on YouTube Shorts, I put on TikTok, and I just let it live. Like, I know you're about to ask me if there's a secret, but like for me, I feel like some people, when they make content, it kind of just like blows up. For me, everything has been slow and consistent, right? And I think just a product of stacking those little wins. At some point, you just kind of like take like little. It just progresses a little quicker, you know.
It's the consistency. Just
keep doing that same thing over and over until that wall falls.
I get it. It's the same when people take my class. Some of these barbers will take the class for S&P, whether it's my class or anybody else's class, and the reason they don't succeed with it, they don't do anything else with it, is because they don't realize how much work it takes into putting yourself out there again. Yeah. And with haircuts, it's easy to go outside, hold a sign and say free haircuts just to show them that you're good. With this, I can't hold a sign and be like, hey, free scalp tattoo, free hair tattoo.
They're like, what?
And like, what? Like, can I get a skull on my head? Like, they're not going to know what I'm talking about, and they're not just going to trust it. Yeah. You know, so it takes a lot of work and consistency in that part, too. So, listen, man, I get it, bro. That shit, it's tough. It's tough.
I just want to give you your credit, though, because I just watched you finished up the client before me. and to see like his reaction after seeing the hairline, you could definitely tell he was emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like in the right scenario, he probably would have cried.
He probably in the car right now.
That's what I'm saying. FaceTime everybody, yeah, but like for real, what you do is it changes people's lives, in a major way. It's like a haircut, but on steroids because it doesn't move. It doesn't grow back, you know?
I love it, man. That's the main reason I love it, bro. Like, everybody leaves with a small piece of me for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're always, every time they look in the mirror and they feel good about it, in the back of their head, yo, Jesse did this. You know?
That's so awesome.
Magic did this in the shop, you know? Yeah, SMP's amazing, bro. That's why I had to hit you up. When I seen your video, I was like, nah, I can't let my boy go get a hair transplant first. Yo, Dre.
Yeah.
Yo, we got to do SMP first, bro. You got to let me do it. And you're like, man, I was gonna hit you up anyway.
It was always gonna be you, bro.
Nah, appreciate
you know,
that.
always.
I love the respect, man. I appreciate that. You opening up a barbershop right now?
I am. Clipper Hands Barbershop on the way.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Nice. How much more time before you're ready?
We're about like 4 weeks out from opening, roughly, right? Because everything has to kind of finish on time with the city coming to inspect it, but I'm excited for this new endeavor, man, because, you know, I worked in a barbershop for 3.5 years. I left and went on my own for 3 years in, like, my own studio. But then you kind of just, you can only achieve so much success, like, on your own. Yeah. You know, I kind of hit, like, this plateau to where I was like, man, like, what's that next thing? And I do like to teach. I like to help other people. So if I can help people that are close to me, not just online, I want to be able to do that through a barbershop, you know?
Yeah.
And then also business-wise, being able to see what a barbershop can do, like financially as well, because we open a business to make money. We love it, but we open it to make money, you know? So being able to treat it and steward that right, I'm excited to see, you know, what Clipper Hands Barbershop turns into. It's going to be amazing, man. Little by little, step by step. Like, it's coming together. It's very similar to when I started cutting hair. And, like, you know, I just seen it started, the puzzles coming together.
You have barbers lined up, ready to go?
I do. I have a lot of barbers hitting me up, so I got to sit down with them and build that elite team, you know? That's
really the key, man. You know, I own 2 barbershops here in the Tampa area, so I got 14 in one shop, 12 in the other. And the hardest part is making sure that you create that chemistry. Mm-hmm. Make sure that everybody works together. You know, understanding they're not going to be best friends, but they do have to work together. And at the end of the day, if I can give you any advice, it's your brand, it's your barbershop. You set the expectations. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Don't let them set the tone for you. That's your place. You know, and what you're going to provide for them, you already have a platform that by them working with you, they're going to get a little bit more off of that. They're going to be learning stuff for you that people pay from your online course to learn from you. And sometimes they're going to take it. Sometimes they're going to run with it. Sometimes they're going to try to sell it. Sometimes they're not, you know, they're going to be ungrateful. But so what? I tell people the reason I opened up a barbershop is to create a place to give people opportunity to grow. Mm-hmm. That's really what a barbershop is. And then the finances will come in after that.
Exactly.
So now I commend you on that, man. It's a lot of work. I'm glad you're stepping into this. Everybody's not meant to be a leader.
Right.
Because you're not a boss, man. You're a leader when you own a barbershop. You're leading your team to succeed. And then with your online course, man, how's that been for you? How long have you had it for now?
I dropped the online course. So I originally had the idea to do J. Clipper Hands Academy last year during CT Expo. And I recorded some videos for it on my own. And I was like, I don't know. I just kind of lost the vision for why I wanted to do it originally. So all those videos I recorded, I just put on YouTube. And I was like, I'll get back to it another time, you know? And then a few months later, probably like 5-6 months later, it like resurfaced again, you know? And I wanted to find a way to go more in depth with people who follow me on like YouTube and Instagram, that, you know, feel like they want more, or they want more one-on-one, and to be able to give them access to me and whatever they have questions about. And I was like, what better way to do that than by creating an online community and an online course where, you know, I can get a little more specific. Because with YouTube, you know, you have to be entertaining at the same time. I want to teach, I want to give out everything, but me doing business advice on YouTube a lot of times is not gonna do well, you know what I'm saying? So being able to do that for people who want that and not just giving it out to people who don't want it and wasting my time, I just wanted to give them that opportunity. And that's where J. Clipper Hands kind of came from. Right now we have about 205 students enrolled which is pretty awesome.
Awesome. No, that's great.
And yeah, just like the barbershop, I'm excited to see where that goes. Yeah. I kind of took on both things at the same time, so trying to juggle an online community and opening a barbershop is a little difficult. Yeah. But once the barbershop is settled, I'm really gonna put more attention into that.
With the online course, are you mentoring them as well too as they're going through it, or is it like they just watch and learn?
It's there's definitely videos that are on there and just kind of exist, and I will continue to add to it as I see like fit, or questions that people might have that I think can apply to everyone. I'll put on the course. But yeah, there's an online Discord community that we're all a part of, that we all just feed off each other, ask for advice. You know, it's more haircutting based, like with haircuts and building clientele and stuff like that. Yeah. So any questions they have, they just talk amongst each other in the Discord, which is awesome because it's not just me; it's everybody feeding off of each other. And then yeah, in there's videos that kind of exist, and everyone who's in the academy, it's theirs. Like it's not gonna go anywhere else. Only they have access to it.
That's dope. It's needed, man. You know, little things like that, little things like the 6-figure barber, like Basio. Shout out to Basio and the 245 and the Headlines crew.
Facts.
You know, things like that you guys are doing, things that they've done, the things that we did with the hair shows, with exotics battles, and the education that we've done over the years. I could confidently say, man, like these young cats coming out of barber school now come out fire. Mm-hmm. Like there's not so many like really, really bad students coming out of barber school to come into your barbershop where you have to work with them so much. Yeah. Like I personally, I used to like hiring, and I still do. I'd rather hire a barber coming out of barber school because I can mold them. They're ready to, like, they're coming out of with that hype of learning and they want to keep on learning. Yeah. And then you can mold them to like your structure and what you're trying to do. Like they're more absorbent versus somebody that's already been
like
cutting.
Kids.
Yeah.
They don't have bad habits yet for
Yeah. But the skills are already there, so it's almost easier. It's more just mental, but you got to break down to them, understanding work ethic and customer service more than anything else, because the skills there.
Exactly.
Right. Well, so real quick, man, if you don't mind, bro, let people know where they can reach out to you for the online course.
Yeah. So you can go to academy.jclipperhandsacademy.com, or to be simpler, you can go to like my Instagram, Dre Clipperhands, YouTube, Dre Clipperhands, TikTok, Dre Clipperhands. I have the link to the bio, in my bio, to the online academy, as well as any other things that I have, like merch and stuff like that.
And then I also added onto the link here for you guys.
Yeah. So that's where you guys can follow, stay updated, get updates on how the SMP heals over the next couple months on this journey, because I'm excited to see.
And bro, when you decide to go to Turkey to get that transplant, let me know. I'm coming with you.
You know I got you, bro.
I'm coming with you. Hey,
yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope.
All right, man. So are you ready?
I'm ready, man. I've been ready.
Let's get to it. Let's go cut your hair.
Let's go, man.
All right, Dre. So what I'm gonna do now, boys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut your hair down all the way to the stubble. I'm gonna start with the Masters close all the way 000, just to see what your stubble looks like. Worst case scenario, I'll go down to like the edges. We'll do the electric shave on the side, so it'll still have somewhat of a fade. But we want this session, because remember, this session I'm gonna fill in your whole hairline area. If there's any like little gaps and stuff, I know there's some gaps right here in the crown that we gotta fill in besides the little alopecia spots. Yeah. But I'm gonna just fill in just a little bit, because the goal is to make everything look perfectly even today. When I do your second session, that's where we create that darker density, where it's gonna help create that bald fade effect.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
So we'll cut it up, map out the hairline, and get to it.
Say less.
All right,
let's do it.
right, ready? Ready, bro?
I'm ready.
Get started, man. How you feeling right now? Like, what's going through your mind?
I'm anticipating how this is gonna feel, man. I've got a lot of tattoos, but I don't know, you know.
What was
It's
your
gonna be
pain
anything
tolerance like with your tattoos?
I mean, I got through them. You know, I did my neck, I did my hands, I did all of them. I didn't ask to get up, nothing like that. But they hurt.
Yeah?
Yeah, they hurt it.
What was the part that hurt the most?
Oh, my hands and my neck.
Your hands and neck?
Yup.
I know when I got my sleeve done, bro, my wrist was the only part that bothered me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much on my wrist, so.
Yeah, you know, people talk about like the elbow and the armpit. I fell asleep through those. But the wrist sat me up. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, this color mix is perfect. How's that feel?
It pinches. Yeah,
Pinches?
not too bad though.
I know when I work on barbers, bro, majority of the time they always compare it to like a really sharp pair of edgers. You know how you got that little corner sometimes that
Honestly,
that bite?
right now, that's exactly what that feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like the trimmers are just biting the corner over and over.
Yeah. Back in my days, we called those Rottweilers.
Rottweilers like the
Rottweiler
trimmers?
trimmers, yeah. You got that little bite. So, yeah, your skin taking the ink great.
Good, good.
And I was telling you, man, like when people have really smooth skin and it's not like super oily or super dry, typically the ink the skin absorbs the ink really well. So it just makes the process so much smoother. Not that it's a problem for them to have like dry skin,
Right.
or oily skin. Dry skin, you know, sometimes it flakes a little bit, so the needle clogs a little bit more.
Or I'm sure it bleeds more when it's dry, or no?
Sometimes. I mean, there's not really bleeding when it comes to SMP. I'm barely breaking the skin. Unless you was drunk last night, like pissed drunk last night, and you'd be sweating and bleeding like crazy. Which I actually did that one time. We worked on one of my boys. He came pissed drunk, bro, to get his SMP done.
No, why would he do that?
He was celebrating, man. He was celebrating. He was going to finally have a hairline again.
You gotta do it after.
Huh?
You gotta do it after the fact.
Yeah, after a week. Yeah, you want to make sure you don't drink no alcohol afterwards, just because you don't want it to water down your blood. It'll slow down the process of healing. So it'll just fade it out. On a scale 1 to 10, you know, a traditional tattoo being a 10, what would you put this at right now?
This is about a 6. Like
A
a
six?
6, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the hairline is the most sensitive area.
I would say probably because the skin is so thin here, right?
Well, that, and then you have all the nerve endings in your forehead. You got the forehead muscle right there. Everything's like closer right here.
Yeah.
Versus back here in the crown area, there's less circulation. There's less
Okay,
nerve endings,
okay.
things like that. So you'll feel more over here. Sometimes one side of the head is a little more painful than the other. But in my whole time that I've been working doing this, bro, I've only had one person tap out.
Really?
Yeah. 7 years doing this, bro. One person tapped out.
When was that?
Man, that was a long time ago. I'll say about 5 years ago. And the wild thing is that he was fully tattered, bro, from the neck down to his ankles. Well, he probably numbed his skin to get the tattoos. Because if he couldn't take this...
I wonder why he wouldn't numb that then, you know?
Well, with SMP, you're not supposed to numb the skin. The main ingredients that numb the skin, what it does is it stops the blood flow to the skin, and that's why you don't feel anything. But that ingredient takes about 4 to 5 days to leave your system, and the most important time for your skin to heal is the next 4 days after the procedure. So by that ingredient not allowing the skin to fully heal, the SMP almost completely fades away. So you get like a 20 to 30% retention. Most of the time, like clinics that charge by the session, they'll be charging like $200, $300 a session. They'll do that whole numbing thing just because they know they're gonna sucker you into like 8 to 10 sessions.
Right.
So you're still end up paying the same thing, but yeah, it's not good. I do have a lidocaine spray that helps a little bit. What it does is after I've opened the skin, if I was to spray, like if I had to go back through it again, I'll spray that stuff, and it doesn't numb your skin, but it does slow down the response from the skin to the brain saying, hey, there's pain. So it just makes it more tolerable for you, like if you was going through it.
Right.
How's the wifey feel about getting the SMP? I know she was loving the baldy.
She was supportive. I don't know if she loved it.
No.
Nah. She was supportive though. She would rock with whatever I did.
Nice.
Yeah, she's excited. Cause I shaved it for the couple weeks. Then I rocked it at like a 1 with the fade until I came here. And once I got to the 1, she was like, "Yeah, I think I like you with hair better."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I got a friend of mine that when he finally committed to shaving his hair, his girlfriend ended up leaving him. She didn't say that's what it was, but man, everything went downhill after that, bro. Like,
are you serious?
Yeah. He was young too. He was like 24. She was a little bit younger than him. She was probably about like 22.
That's what he had to do then, you know?
Yeah. But then again, I've also had, couples that come in for a consultation and the wife will come. And, the wife's the one that always has all the questions, right? Guys just come in, they be like, bro, can it fix my problem? Yeah, let's do it. They don't care about side effects.
Right.
They don't care. We don't care about none of that stuff. So the woman always asks the question, man. And one of the biggest questions, like, what are the side effects after getting this done? So sometimes I'll be like, look, well, I'm going to need you to sit down. It's divorce because you're not going to be able to hold this man down and keep him in the house. He's going to be out and about. You know how long he's been held? You know how long he stayed home dealing with his hair loss? So, yeah, but there's no side effects to this other than confidence.
Right.
When I get to the middle area, sometimes it'll mess with your sinuses. So
okay.
You feel like sneezing, coughing, your eyes get watery. Don't worry, I know you're not crying. It's just your sinuses, man. It'll flare up a little bit.
That's so crazy how that works.
Yeah. Your body's connected, bro, in so many different ways. Sometimes you'll feel it shoot down your leg, down your back. It's weird. Alright, Dre, you ready?
Dude, I'm ready, bro. I'm so ready.
Alright. Hold this mirror. So use this one to look at the back of your head.
Okay.
Take a look over here.
Oh my God. Bro. I look crispy, bro.
Got your hairline, dude.
Dude, I got my hairline. There's no more alopecia spots. Fam, you killed it, bro.
You got a little bit of redness.
That's phenomenal, though. That's crazy.
Yeah. You got a little bit.
I think I'm putting the hats to retirement.
You got to.
Yeah, they in retirement, man. Bro.
Yeah, there's no need for hats no more, man. The redness will go away after like 2 or 3 days.
Oh yeah. I'm not even worried about it, dude. This is so awesome, bro. Thank you so much, man. Dude, for real. You already know.
Dre, so we done, bro.
Yes, we are done, bro. I feel like money. I feel like him. I feel like I have the hairline I was always supposed to have, bro.
And this is just one session, the first session, Shaq.
Right.
Yeah, the first session. So it tied in really nice. I was able to do a little more of an advanced technique with you with my texturing skills that I do. And it kind of almost tied it in. So expect it in the next couple of days to kind of lighten up a little bit and you're going to see a little separation. So that's normal. So that's what that second session solidifies it completely, just like the guy earlier.
Right.
How was it for you overall, man? Like,
yeah, no, it was a good experience. I definitely didn't think it would hurt as much as it did. I would say it was a solid like 6 or 7 out of 10, like on the pain wise, especially like in the corners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the most sensitive corner, the temple areas. It's more sensitive. And everybody's different.
Exactly.
Pain tolerance goes.
But all in all, I mean, you know, what do they say? Pain is beauty, bro. So you had to get through it to come out looking like this.
Sure.
So I'm happy I did it.
Would you recommend this procedure for anybody?
Oh, bro, 10 out of 10. Especially if it's someone who, you know, in the meantime wants to rock a low cut, for sure. Then if you want to rock it low, grow it out on top of it to make it even darker. Yeah. That's good too.
You grow a lot of hair on the top.
Yeah.
So you could actually grow back to the hairstyle that you had before and just let the hair kind of fall over it again.
Yeah.
Because you're like when you had it before, even though like the little bang area that you had, it was nice and thick. It wasn't like some people's
like super thin.
Yeah. So I mean, you could probably experiment with it.
Try see what happens. I don't know how far it would come down, like the actual bangs. You know, they curl up after a while.
Oh yeah.
But you know, I definitely recommend SMP though. So this was amazing. I'm glad I did this before the hair transplant.
Worth the long travel from Ohio?
100%, bro.
Nice.
I would do it 10 times over.
Dude, again, bro, I appreciate the trust.
Yes,
Big
sir.
time. It means everything to me. You know, like people put their trust in us to make them look a certain way, right? To like, I got to create your dream look.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a lot of pressure on us, but it's something that I know exactly what it is that you want, man. Once you explain it to me and make sure, as long as I'm listening to what you're telling me, I understand you're a barber, so I got to be even more like detailed with it so that you're not, my hairline's a little off or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just like when we cut barbers' hair, right? Barbers hate cutting another barber's hair.
Because you got to, you know, be locked in.
Yeah, they got that barber eye. So same thing.
Yeah, that's one thing I can commend you on, bro. You definitely pay attention to everything I asked for. You know, and if it didn't make sense, you told me it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Gave me other suggestions. So I appreciate you just not doing whatever, you know what I'm saying, and considering.
We can't, man. You know, bro, the biggest thing, reputation is everything. That's with any business, with any brand, especially if you care, right?
Yeah.
So the last thing I want is for you to be like, yo, Jess, 3 months down the line, yo, man, this is looking kind of crazy. This, man. You should never let me do my hairline so low, even though I could be like, yo, you're the one that told me, you signed off on it.
Yeah.
I can't do it, man. Like if you would have really fought me on some bringing the hairline lower, I would have been like, Dre, you know what, man? I'll pay for your flight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not the provider for you, because I can't have that, especially, you know, you being a figure that you are. People are going to see it. So I would have definitely fought you on some, bro, we ain't
doing that lower,
nah. Yeah. So, again, dog, I appreciate you big time, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Congratulations on everything. And I'll see you in 2 weeks, bro, for the next session.
Yes, sir. I'll be here, man.
So that wraps up the second podcast on We Tattoo Hair with my boy Dre. If you guys liked what y'all saw, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification button so y'all can see the second session when my boy comes back through. But in the meantime, check me out, 6emicro.com if y'all have any questions. Peace.